AskReddit by Horse 33. What's the one thing you would never buy secondhand? Non-stick cookware. Oh, you guys wouldn't buy used single-use disposable products? Wow. I wouldn't buy used diaper, hahaha. That would be so gross. You win the internet today, good sir. Couches. I know people buy them second-hand often, but I find it's easy to conceal prior spills on certain couches. Most couches are disgusting after a few years of use. One time, my roommate had a party and someone literally shat on my couch. I had no hope of cleaning it despite 1 week attempt. I was a poor student, so I just pitched it to the curb, as unattractively as possible. Wouldn't you know it, someone dumpster dived and hauled it away. Still grosses me out almost 20 years later. A helmet. They can only take one good hit. Anything that has to do with safety. A couch. I used to work at a pest control company, and the number one thing that brought them in was used furniture, but usually a couch. Those fucks are terrifying. They hide in tiny cracks and crevasses during the day and then come out to feed on you at night. You don't notice until it's too late. You'll start waking up with itchy bites, see little red sprinkles in the seams of your mattress, and eventually see them. One single pregnant female on a throw pillow is all it takes. The male stabs the female in the abdomen. Literally, one time, and she's pregnant for life and off to make your life miserable. Then you have to pay $2,500 plus for a company to treat them. And if they miss one pregnant female. My friend's parents have bed bugs right now. They've cleaned everything about 6 times now. It keeps switching between the bed and couch, so they are finally dumping the couch and going for another clean on the bed. Keyboard. I've disassembled quite a few for cleaning, and they are disgusting. If I have the chance, I'd rather use my own or buy a new one. Detest the thought of using someone else's. Seconding this. I ran a build and repair service for high-end keyboards for a while. Quit in part because of the shit people sent me. I have horror stories, with pictures to back them up. Clean your keyboards, folks, and try not to eat or participate in other activities at your desk. Mattress. This one for me. I could never. Prosthetics. No secondhands for me. I don't mind a secondhand. I can generally have a new socket made. Since insurance won't cover a CPU controlled prosthetic, my only hope is stumbling across a used babyonic or similar hand. My local Goodwill sold bathing suits, used lingerie too, just the tops. Once my big sister was going to buy both but assumed they were new but given to Goodwill because the person who bought it ended up not liking it or something. She even asked the lady at the desk about it. When we got to the car, she found out both were stained, especially the lingerie. You can assume with what. I could never buy either of those used, especially after that. My wife sees lingerie etc posted for sale in our local Facebook market. There's no confusing them for new. They are open about them being used. Why you'd want to advertise what you're wearing for sex costumes, and who would buy them, I have no idea. Lol, I used to always answer this question with a parachute. Then my paragliding instructor told me to absolutely buy my first chute used. He said I would save thousands and probably resell it for close to what I pay, and as long as it's inspected, it will be totally safe. I mean, if the guy who used it was able to get back on ground to sell it, then it must work, right? Any ominous glowing pendant or jewelry. I'm not trying to get cursed today. It might even be radioactive. Why are the top comments things people realistically wouldn't even think of buying secondhand? Tampons. Well, duh. Underwear. This was my first thought, but there's actually a whole market for this type of thing. Me personally though, that's a no-go. Baby carrier or child seat. Only from friends where I can be sure that they are accident-free and clean. My mom has always gotten ours and passed them off to family and friends. I'd assume for this reason. I'd say a coffin, but actually, coffins are expensive. Besides, you're dead. What does it matter if your coffin is secondhand? And X200B. My answer has to be a mattress, despite them also being expensive, because you can get all types of diseases and stuff. It's incredibly dangerous. If you do buy one secondhand, I suggest getting it from somewhere trusted, and I suggest deep cleaning the mattress after you get it, because it can be really unsafe. I'm not sure how a coffin could become available secondhand. If no one's been buried in it, I wouldn't consider it secondhand. Are you imagining a body was viewed in the coffin but not buried in it? Breast pumps. Unless it's a closed system. When mine were small, most were not closed systems, which allows aerosolized breast milk particles to get places you can't clean. FDA does not recommend it. Pacifiers. When I was pregnant, my mother-in-law gave me a plastic baggie of used pacifiers. She had bought them at a garage sale and told me they'd be fine to use if I just boiled them first. No. Hard pass. They went straight in the trash when I got home. I just found out they have a lifespan too. Apparently you should replace them after a few months. Check W manufacturer, because the tips will eventually break off. I was babysitting and a toddler came over to me with a broken pacifier. He looked funny, so I swept his mouth and found the last 1 centimeter of silicone in there. He'd just worn it down gnawing on it over time. Makeup. Never know what germs or SMTH they have. Raspberry beret. But they are always the kind you find in a second-hand store. One thing. Earphones, underwear, shoes, toothbrush, socks, mattress, like, I can go on, but my goodness there's a lot. Headphones, okay. Earbuds, hell no. Twitter. Disagree. Next time it's sold, the buyer will get it at an incredible discount. Skydiving equipment, climbing equipment, anything safety related. Skydiver here. Funnily enough, probably 80% of skydivers are using second or greater hand gear. Skydiving equipment is really expensive and built with durability and safety as the primary concern, so it lasts for decades. Almost everyone's first rig is some 20-year-old beta that has had 5 previous owners. Earphones. I get this with earbuds, but over-the-ear headphones would be fine, I think. Toothbrushes. Not a toothbrush, but I was on an Air India flight once, and in the toilet, alongside the soap, they had a bottle of mouthwash. As in, a communal bottle of mouthwash on a plane. It was half empty. Bloog. Condoms. Well, here's something for you then. Vietnam police seized 345,000 used condoms that were sold as TM medium equals Android app and amp, UTM name equals Android X and amp, UTM term equals 1 and amp, UTM content equals share button. Great. My most upvoted comment on Reddit is about recycling used condoms. Awesome. A harmonica. Who knows who's been sucking on that thing? Men's PJ pants. My husband started to look at some and I said, nope, no way. Some men wear PJ pants all night and all day with no underwear for days at a time. Like the same pair for multiple days of sitting around the house not showering. Also, not to mention teenage boys. I can't get myself to let my husband buy used ones. It grosses me out. Deleted. A microphone. I am a host at a radio show. And I cringe every time I think about how many people have spit in that thing. Lol, there are guards to put over the mix specifically for instances like this. What the hell are you guys doing? Car seats, bike helmet, any PPE really? Puzzles. I couldn't handle not knowing if one piece is missing until the end.